Okay, someone asked, at what point do you design a raft slab? Okay, a raft slab, that's at foundation. So I want us to get every other part on columns, beams, and all that. So we'll work on the edit beam. We edit those beams that failed and those columns that failed, the wall pass. Then we'll now come down to foundation. So today we are working around to get, okay, at what point do you design Raft Slab? Since Orion starts his design from suspended floor. Okay, okay. On a practical note, let's say you're doing a slab, a manual design. We all know you get your GA, you design your slab, you design your columns, you design your columns, you design your beam or some design beam first, then design your columns. So after designing your beams and your slab, beams, columns, the next thing you design is your foundation. So foundation is the last. So whatever type of foundation, be it raft, be it what is it called? Um, be it pad, be it stripe, be it which foundation? Pie foundation. These are four foundations Orion do. Pad, strip, pile, and raft foundation. So no matter any kind of foundation, you have to do it last. Is the last. Is always the last. In structural elements, after your foundation, you do your staircase. Do you get it? So after your foundation, you do your staircase. So we'll do that one last. But I want to show you, I want to bring in a point where you can carry your drawing. Let's start being practical, where you can carry your drawing inside Orion, where you can carry your drawing inside Orion. So I'm going to use a walk. I'm going to use a walk. Let me see if I can recover. I think I deleted it one certain time. Okay, he's not here. So I'm coming. Give me a little time. So, okay. Now I want to copy this to this point. This is a drawing. Let me show you how to save a drawing to a file, to DXL file. So assuming I have these drawings and probably I want to copy these. Okay, let me finish up this. Let me finish up this glazing, G glazing. So you see now the other thing is remaining are wall elements. Do you get? So I can remove these doors. I have this. I can remove these doors and probably what else? Nothing. I can remove this. Okay. Okay, lift shaft and shear wall and ramp by Orion. Okay, Orion does not design ramp, but you will see shear wall. We will do shear wall. Do you get it? We will do shear wall. So, but now, if assuming I want to save this drawing, so what I do is I don't do it inside this other part where this other one is. I'll just copy this and open a new AutoCAD and do Control V, Z, ZL. So I have this. This is a basic AutoCAD that I believe everyone should be used to. Okay, a basic AutoCAD that everyone should be used to. So now, The next thing, a whole lot of section was cut in this work. Oh. So then the next thing, after doing, assuming you are done with everything, what I normally do, I do this and I do this. I'll be a bit fast because this is AutoCAD. This is AutoCAD class. I'll be a bit fast. I want to do it in a way that we can still go back to whatever. So after arranging your drawings, the next thing is you go to save as. You click on A and go to save as. This dialog box comes up. So the next thing is you click here and select either any of the DXF 213, 210, 27, whatever. So let's say I want to use let's say I want to use 27 DXF and I want to call it masterclass masterclass 2. So I'll save. So now let's go back to Orion. Remember, we did not add our column points, but we should have added our column points. So you just prepare your GA. But I want to show you that Orion will see these two files. I have one stand for Orion. I showed you how I saved this to DXL. So I can go to new and call it second model. Remember, spacebar does not work here. Second model on masterclass or masterclass. I'll click OK. I'll do the same, the same settings I've done previously. I'll have to do them. I'll say import. I'll click OK. That's what I want. So I have a new environment entirely. So I'll click on this. Look at this external reference drawing. Yesterday I told you Orion sees three drawings: AutoCAD DXF, um, Revit structure, AutoCAD, and was that SketchUp. So if I click on this external reference drawing, say, do you want to save? I'll say yes, I want to save. It will ask me, okay, I should load. So I'll click on load. So you see now, because I'm using the external reference drawing, the one that is meant for AutoCAD is giving me DXF. So I want to close this. I want to go back to model file imports and say Revit structure. So you see now it's giving me CXL. Those that uses Revit structure should understand about this CXL. Do you get? So I'll go back and click this. I'll click DXF. And I'll scroll down. Scroll down. You will see masterclass. You see now inside here. If I open these disks now, there are so many other drawings. Let me open it from here. There are several other drawings that are inside this. So you see now, some drawings are here, but they are not showing. Why? Because it's not DXF. It's not DXF. So I'll go down. I want to select this stand for Orion. I'll click open. So you allow it, Orion will have to read the file. Orion have to read the file. So you allow it to read and you allow it to read. So depending on the speed of your system, that is what that actually leads to most of these slow down things you get. So let me close down a whole lot of things. Don't save anything while we wait for it to load. So I don't know. It's taking a bit of our time. Let me refresh the system and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. The software I've closed. So let me reopen it. I'll close this. I want to reopen that work. So this is second model. I'll click OK. Yes, I'll admit. So now I want to load that drawing from this open. So I'll wait for it. Do you get? So I'm going to wait for it. I hope that drawing haven't I hope it have not crashed. That's why the software is finding, because normally it shouldn't take this kind of time. Normally it shouldn't take this kind of time. And wow, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is. Um, I don't know why it's still doing like this. I I don't want to use that drawing again. So I don't want to use that drawing again. I wanna close this end task and I wanna open this. So I'm going to use another drawing. I'm going to use the other drawing. This one. Good. So I believe that drawing it's contaminated. So you see, this one didn't take time. So we'll have this, it will pop up in millimeter. So once it pops up in millimeter, I'll say, okay. Um, Now, for my eyes and for your eyes' sake, I'll use DXF colors. If you don't like this, the color it is, look at from here. That's the way the color is. So you can actually change your colors. Do you get? So I can leave it like that because it looks as if this one is even better. I'll say move. The second move does not work. The second move does not work. I'll repeat it again. I'll select this. I'll I'll select this. I'll click on load. When I click on load, you select the drawing. Let me do it again. I'll select the drawing. I'll say open. It will come up. It doesn't take time. I'll click OK. If you use the DXF color and see it's not giving you what you want, you can leave it and say move. But for your eyes' sake, so that you don't stress yourself in taking the points. So the second move, like I said, doesn't work. So we have this. We have this. So I'm going to put up something. Now, the pattern of putting axis is going to be different. I've showed you how to import your drawings. So we'll have this drawing practically, but we cannot touch this drawing. We cannot do anything. So I have to draw the axis out. So I'll select axis. I'll click on the first one. I'll hold control. I'll draw it down. Now, this is one. Check if so that you don't have issues in detailing. It's starting with one like that. So I'll go back. I'm in line and good. I purposely did this so that you will notice this thing that is here. Once you notice axis properties, you click on it, select your axis, click on it. It may pop up until you complete your axis. So just bear with it. It's a software you cracked. So, but all the same. All right. So you do it like this throughout. Follow the axis that was given. Probably you must have now remember this work we just used this because of I made a mistake because of the other one we wanted to use. I would have used to show you um, how to put in slab sorry retaining wall is not there. So but now I'm going to see what I can do to manipulate this drawing. So I'll try as much as possible to, so we may not follow strictly what that is in the drawing. So we may not follow strictly what that is there in the drawing, but I'll try to follow up. I'll try to follow up. But in terms of where column is and where column is not, do you get? So probably by tomorrow I must have done the what was it called? I must have prepared the GA and show you how my own GA will look like. I'll show you how my own GA will look like. So I have these now, A to F. So, but look at this. There are spaces here. There is no axis here. I don't know if it was from me. Definitely there was no axis here. So the thing is, I'll offset 112.5. I want to get the dimension from here to here. Wow, is not showing anything. So we have to set our dimension. We have to set our dimension. Okay, let's see what we can do. I want to modify the drawings that the dimension that are there. Okay, okay. Let me say 180, 3.5 or 3.2 lines. Let me say 250, 250, and baseline spacing 150. Sorry, let me make this 200, and extend beyond tick by 100, and our texts. I want to make sure I want to use 250, and I want to use this as a set, as a close, and so I'm having this. I will say offset from dimension line, blah blah blah. Precision 0. Okay, set currents, close. So I'm going to DLI from here to here. So sorry, I don't know the scale at which this was done. So, but this is 1.5. Forgive me, this is 1.5. So I'll come here, I'll select this. You know, yesterday I taught you on offset. So I'll go to offset. I'll select 1,500. So I'll click this, hold control, bring it down. So you see it's exactly at the midpoint. So, but unfortunately, we have another little kiosk here. So you have to put another grid here for you to be able to probably put a column or whatever you want to do here. Or you can actually use by arbitration and do that. So the next one is this point, this other point. You see this point now. There is no column there. So I'll go back there. I'll manage that my dimension style. I didn't check the scale. Okay, offset this to this. I'll manage that my dimension scale. This is 1430. I'll select this. I'll say offset axis. This is 1430. So I'll select here. I'll drop. So it automatically goes inside there. Do you get the thing now? So I can decide also to come this area, to come here and offset and do the same thing and get a dimension to the nearest. This is 1 to 30. So I'm going to say, I'm going to close this. So I'm going to select this and go back and do offset again and say 1230 and we'll say this. Oh Jesus, 1230. I want to repeat that again. 1230. Okay, good. So when you do it and you don't get it, you do it again until you get it. See, was imputing a wrong dimension. So now the thing is, we all know the G's. You put your columns where line intersects. You do that, and so I want to assume something. This is my assumption. Within here, within here is retained. Within here is retained. And like I told you, I want to modify this drawing. We're not working directly as the drawing is. If we have to edit the whole of those drawings, it will take us time. So within here, within here, I want to retain this place. So I'm going to select retaining wall. And oh, Jesus. So practically we did not save anything. All right, so I'm going to run this as fast as I could so that we'll meet up. As fast as I could so that we'll meet up. Or if this would disturb us, let's see. This one it have crashed on one. Okay. So like we'll have this. So I'm going to quickly rerun this and I want to quickly rerun this. So let's go back and redo that. This one is 1230 offset 1230 and okay. So okay, let me get for this. Let me get for this. Let me get for this to. I wanted to, since we are actually using it as a base 1.5, and what is this one? 1.430, 1.5 and 1.430. So I'm going to close this. I'll select this. I'll go through that again. 1,500. Okay, we got that. I'll say Control S and offset 1,430. So we'll have that. So, like I said, I want to make a particular area a retaining wall. So I'll just use wall. I'll use wall. So what's the size of my wall? The wall shaft you want to use. The lift wall shaft is always 300. It's always 300. So it's being placed at the center. So the this thing is 150. So I'm going to do this. So I'm assuming here is my lifts. So I'll select from here to here. 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 So I'm assuming this is my lift. So I want to make another assumption that this is another lift. This is another lift. So I have this other lift too. I have this other lift too. So I have lift one, I have lift two. So now I've inserted the lift. The next thing is I'll put on my so if let's say you're doing a basement work, probably by tomorrow or next, we will do this and do a basement work. We'll do this and do a basement work. And so that you see where you have a basement, you just carry it. The whole structure is on this. So the columns are just standing on his own. Do you get what I'm saying? All right. So I will, having these now, I'll select my columns. So I want to show you, I'm going to show you how to put up different sizes of columns, circular column, different shapes and all that. So, but let's select 225 by 450. And it's going to be at the center. And I'm using 2025, 2410. I'll come back and say updates. So let's say I'm using 450. Oh, so for the person that was asking how to use 450 columns, I don't know the spacing of this, but I'm going to use my discretion to tackle this. I'm going to use my discretion to tackle this. So let's have a column here. I have another column here. Okay, what did you say? Is it advisable for the shaft to have a columns at the corners? It is not advisable to have columns at the corners of a shaft. You already have a wall, as in what you're talking about is a whole wall being reinforced. It's not advisable. What's the essence? What's the work of the column? The shaft on its own is self-sustaining, is standing on its own. Like a work am doing presently, the basement, the last part of the basement, that is facing the earth, I retained it. And it's all retaining wall. There is no column there. What is column coming to do beside the retaining wall? I just have to push it off from the retaining wall. Do you get it? So there is it's uneconomical. Let me use the word. You know, in engineering, we design for safety, we design for economy, we design for safety and costs. So it's not economical. It's not economical. It's not even advisable. Even when you go to site, the young guys that are around there will tell you, sir, this is wrong. They don't do that. Okay. So now I want to first impute my columns before, but now, okay, let me continue before I burst small bubble. Okay, before I burst small bubble, let me continue. Okay, now I'm going to now this is what I'm going to do. Now look at this. The way this column is different from the way the architect is pushing the wall. So will my column be on the other way around? No. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to change this from the one that is 225 will become 450. The one that is 450 will become 225. So the column will automatically turn. So if I select center, put it at the center and say update, it will update itself to the center. Do you get it? If you want me to repeat it, let me repeat it in another column. Now this column now, I want it to be straight. I want this column now to be straight. So I'll select and say properties. I'll say 450 this way, 225. I'll say update. I'll say Ogboni come to the center. I will update it. It will just come to the center. So you see I've rearranged this column. So this column having the same properties with this. So you can rearrange your columns to any size. So now I want to put a column here, and I'm going to assume that it is a circular column. I'm going to assume that it is a circular column. So what do I do? How do you impute that? How do you impute a circular column? So this column that is here, I'll just right click. I'll go to what is called polyline column editor. Polyline column editor. So I'll go to polyline column editor. I'll click on it. I'll allow the whole thing to come up. It will say, so look at this. This is whether bar, mesh, web steel, whatever. But that is where now where I'm going to. I'll go to sections, edit sections. You see, you're having 1, 2. So I'll click on this. It will bring out the shapes. So any shape you want to put up, you select it. This, so far as it's within this confinement, you select it. So I'll select circle. It will tell me A. Look at A, from A, point A, from here to the center. So I want to use 300. B is number of vertex. Number of vertex. That is how smooth it will be like. If I say 12, C, leave angle, just leave angle. So you see now, it's not all that smooth. So the vertex is 12 because I selected 12. So you have 0 to 11, which is the 12th one. You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 0 one is the 12th one. So I can go back to this. Maybe you don't want, sorry. You see, I'm even spoiling the shape. So instead of doing this, select this again, come to this, select 24. It will update and become final, and click OK. And you have a circular column at that point. So if I want it to be there, automatically I have a circular column that is there. Do you get? So now, why is not at the center is because you know, the shape is not a regular shape. The shape, look at this. If I say select, all right, I'm sorry for the bridging network. I'm sorry for the bridging network. So you see, I changed this automatically. It's turned to 600 square columns. Turned to 600 square columns. So, but the thing now is, I want a circular column. So, assuming I don't like this column again, I selected this. I'll go back again to column properties, polyline column editor. I'll select the section. So assuming I want something like this, I'll say okay. Okay, sorry. So once you select it, you impute A. Let's say I want A to be 450, B to be 450, C to be 225. And I'm going to click OK. Okay. C to be 225, D to be 225. I'll say OK. So I have this shape and I'll just click OK. And automatically I have the shape there. Now, there are still other ways to kill a rat. If I'm looking for this shape and this one is not aligning, I'll delete this. I'll select a normal column of 225 by 450. I'll click, I'll select this. Okay. I'll select this. Now I have this. I will push this column downwards. I want to push this column downwards. So I want to make this 300. I'll say updates. Sorry, I want to make this 200. I'll say updates. You see the way it's going. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. That is 112.5. So this one that is going down, I'll make it 3/5. I'll say update. It comes down. So you see now, I'll close this. I will escape this. I'll select this column again. The column icon again. But I want 450 this way and 225 this way. So I'm going to impute it here. I'll say update. Okay, here. Okay, let me just say put it at the center. This. Oh. So I will say put it at the center. So now having done that, I can. So I wanted this to be 225 this way, 450. I say update, and why this one will be 112.5, and this one will be 300. Also update. So this is the kind of something I was looking for. So I'll close this, select column again. I'll make 450 and I'll say 225. I'll not click on update. I'll come and insert it. It's not inserting. It's not inserting. It's not giving me what I want. 450, 225. 225. I'll click on this. Okay, it's not coming up. I don't know why. I don't know why it is not indicating. So I've succeeded in adding this. So I can push off, this one now to be 300 and say updates, or 112.5 also updates. So automatically, if I escape this, I have this. I have this shape. So if you cannot get the shape that you're using from Orion, you can actually get the shape from here. Create your shape, and that is it. So now I'm going to run a beam. I want to use 600 by 225, and going to use this. So I'll speed up here a bit because I believe everybody is has been grounded on this area. We've done it like so. You just be careful in this. Okay, I want to delete this. So I am going to do this and put up this, put up this. So I'm using my own initiative with the flow of the drawing. If we're working on this drawing, we may have a different beam arrangement. We may have a different beam arrangement. So, okay. So I can take this up to this point. So having gotten here, this, I believe this can survive. I want to link that. I want to suspend this. And I want to join here to here. I also want to join here to here. Do you get? So having done that, I want to join this to this and ensure this is actually what I want. So I want to take this to the end, and I want to put up this here. So I want to have this practically as my J. I want to have this practically as my J. So um, having this now, look at it. Look at what we are having. You get? So this is where our lift is. This is where our lift is. So I can, do you get? So now at this point where we've gotten to, for the sake of those that are slow learners, um, I would like to call it a day. I want you to ask your questions. I've shown you how to insert different shapes of columns. I've shown you how to insert um, wall shafts. That is the retaining wall. The retaining wall. I've shown you how to add wall shaft. That's the retaining wall. And I have shown you how to carry your drawing from AutoCAD to Orion. Carry your drawing from AutoCAD to Orion. So at this juncture, I will say, if you have a question, ask. If you have a question, ask. If you have a question, I'm waiting for your questions. So because of this, I also want to let me do one more thing. Let me do one more thing, and we'll call it a day. I want to add rib slab. So in rib slab, Orion have two types of rib slab. We have um, one directional rib slab. We have two directional rib slab. Do you get it? So what I'm going to use, I'll select this. This is rib slab icon. This is normal slab icon, which is the solid slab. This is the rib slab. So someone will now ask, where is the raft slab icon? You add your solid slab, increase the depth, add it on your foundation level. That is just a very simple thing. That is just a very simple thing. So the waffle slab. So you add, what's the size of the block? Is it 2 to 5? The height of concrete, is it 75 or 70? I sometimes I use 70, sometimes I use 75. So let's say the block now, if you're adding the block, is going to be, they lay the block, they lay it, they don't stand it like where you're standing a building. You lay it, you lay the block. But now the beams we are using are not real beams. But let me just show you how to put up this. 75, I want to use 75. In between BW 100, I'm okay with it. H 320, height 320, 320. Is 320 okay by us? 320. I want to be getting your input as engineers. 225 by plus 75, 300. 225 by 75 is 300. So I can go with 300. I'll say, okay, insertion. Do you want it? This is directions or however. So, but now the type under general, under general, under general, the type, is it standard? Is it fabricated? Is it grillage? I'll show you. So I can click and come and say this. So this is the standard is one directional rib, one directional rib. So I'll select prefabricated and put, it's also showing like one directional rib, one directional rib. And but it's prefabricated. Look at the details, you see the way it is. Look at the details, you see the way it is. So if you go to grillage, I can put grillage. So you see the way grillage is using, these are two directional slab. These are two directional ribs. I prefer this. I'm more comfortable with this than with this. That's just the basic truth. I'm more comfortable with this than with this. So you can, I want to delete that. Is not okay. So, oh, sorry. Updates. So if you make any mistake, you can go back, change it. You can go back and change that. I'll come back and change that one that is doing like that. So I want to add a beam here. I want to add a beam here. So I'm going to say put this, this. Do you get? So I'll select this. I'll say properties. I'll go back. Sorry, I selected axis. I'll select this. I'll go to properties. I'll select this and say create. Also updates. So, like this is what we have now. So this is your rib, and so you can actually select these ones and go to properties. They are one, so but the open is not showing you. It's not showing me what I want. Okay. I'll say close. It did not update though. So you do it one after the other. So, but these are the types of the types of Reef Slab. So probably by tomorrow, being Saturday, we'll complete this model the way it is, and then we'll complete the other drawings. So at this point, I would like to call it a day. If you have your questions, like I said, please do ask your questions. Please do ask your questions. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Please do ask your questions. And to the person that sent this drawing, sir, if you can, edit all those things. I don't know how busy my day gonna be tomorrow. I would have tried to edit them, but if you can, I will really appreciate it if you can and send back to us. But that one is not an issue. So if you have a question, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your question. I'm waiting for your question.